Powell needs to be stopped. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. Joe Warby coming at you. And yeah, I'm not my bright, smiling, normal self today because I'm upset. I don't understand how one person has this much power and how he's abusing it the way he's abusing it. Look, inflation is coming down. We've seen inflation fall from 9% down to 6%. It was almost 6.5% a month ago, and it came in at 6% this month. Inflation is coming down. Why does he feel that he has to keep raising interest rates in the middle of a bank turmoil? Banks are in trouble. Why are banks in trouble? Because he keeps raising interest rates. By him raising interest rates, it's hurting the banks. And on top of that, we have places like SVB, which we've already talked about, who made a bad decision, number one, with the depth of their clientele, but also with their longer term bond holds, which again, Powell's fault that bonds crashed the way they did because he's raising interest rates. But now we have Credit Suisse. And yes, Credit Suisse was just bailed out. UBS just bought Credit Suisse. And so now we won't have Credit Suisse anymore. But that means that the shareholders of Credit Suisse lost all their money. The debt holders, the people who had not the best bonds of Credit Suisse, they have been wiped out as well. All because Powell thinks he has to keep raising interest rates. Powell, take a breather. You know what? Step back for a minute and say, I'm going to go one meeting without raising rates. I'm going to go just this one time, and we're going to see what happens. And you know what? If inflation goes up, then you can come back and say, ha, I told you so. I'm going to keep raising rates. But what you might find is you could stop raising interest rates and inflation might continue to fall. That would be a positive for everybody. But now we'll never know, will we? We won't know because you have this thought in your head that you have to keep raising rates no matter what until inflation hits 2%. I get it. I know you want to do that. But is this the best course of action for the country and for our money? We just saw money market accounts hit over $5.4 trillion of assets because people are scared of their banks. You shouldn't be scared of your banks. And I'm here to tell you, your local bank more than likely will not fail. And I can't say it won't fail because I can't guarantee it. If you have more than $250,000 in an account at a bank, by all means, get it out of there. Move it to another account. Add another person onto that account. Move it to a different bank. Do whatever you have to do to protect yourself, because we don't know that if we have a bunch of bank failures that the government will come in and quote unquote bail them out. And yes, I know SVB wasn't a bailout. I get it. But it was, because yes, the FDIC is going to come in and the FDIC is going to pay those people back. But then what the FDIC is going to do is they're going to raise their fees to their other customers, their other banks. And I guarantee you, in order for those banks to stay profitable, those banks are going to raise their fees to their customers. You are their customers. That means while you're not paying it back through tax dollars, you're going to pay it back through fees. There is no such thing as a free lunch, people. Somebody has to pay for this in the end, and it's going to be you. Unfortunately, how are you paying for it? You're going to pay through higher fees. You're paying for it through higher interest rates. If you want to borrow money, you're going to be paying for it. That's going to hurt a lot of what you own. Do I think housing is going to crash because of this? No, housing is going to be okay, but it's not going to continue to rise in the fashion it's been rising for the last few years. And I say housing is going to be okay because there's 100 million millennials who need to buy a house. And I have a good associate who builds houses, and he's selling 40 houses a month this month, just like he did last month, like he did 12 months ago, like he did 24 months ago. People have realized interest rates are going to be higher, but they still need to live somewhere. So housing isn't going to collapse, but because he's raised interest rates so high and the mortgage rates are higher, the value of your home will not grow as much as it's been growing in the past. In fact, it's probably going to grow at a lower rate than inflation. So in essence, the nominal value of your home is going to fall. So he is hurting us in many, many ways. And I don't know if his interest rate increases are really what is bringing down inflation. We won't ever know because the man won't stop and take a breath. Powell, if you're listening, I know you aren't, but if you're listening, please take a deep breath. We all could use a break from this never-ending interest rate increasing environment. We all need it. Banks need it, customers need it, businesses need it. The positive thing is unemployment's still in the mid threes. There's $5 trillion of cash sitting out there in money market accounts. Businesses are doing well, and the stock market should be doing well. But because Powell keeps raising interest rates, we have things like banks losing value in stock markets because people are worried that they are going to fail en masse. I don't believe they're going to. And I know I'm normally a happy guy, but I was really hoping Powell would come through for us today and not raise rates. And gosh darn it, he raised them 0.25%. And yes, it's only 0.25%, but that's after so many other rate increases I can barely count. So Powell, take a break. Everybody else, take a deep breath. You're going to be okay. Your bank is going to be okay. If you have over 250,000, get it out. And eventually, sometime in the future, I'm going to come to you and say, things look good, and it's going to be a very positive future for the stock market. But right now, it's anybody's guess. I don't think he's going to stop. I don't think he's going to stop when he hits 2% inflation. I think he wants to stop when he causes a recession. What do you think? Comment down below. If you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out some of my other videos. I'm sorry I'm in a bad mood today, but I just don't think he should have done that. So I'll see you next time.